There's way too much confusion in this industry about how to set up service packages correctly in HighLevel. People are making this way too complicated. They're confusing themselves, they're confusing their customers, and it's costing you business. So let's fix it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up these service packages so that they're simple, they're profitable, they're easy to sell, and they're easy to scale. My name is Mike. I'm the founder of servicesthatscale.com. If you're not familiar with me, I have built two multi-seven-figure service businesses selling to the small business community, one in IT services and one in marketing services. I was on the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies in America 3 years in a row. My companies were also recognized as a best place to work in their communities, and I was able to sell one of those businesses for a multi-seven-figure exit. I share all that with you just so you have some context to know that what I'm sharing with you in these videos is based on my experience actually building businesses and is not just theory. The reality is that HighLevel has done us an amazing favor by giving us the SaaS configurator and allowing us to essentially use the HighLevel software as our own software that we have developed. We can almost completely customize the configurations of how we want to package it and how we want to sell it. But there is so much to this platform and there's so much capability to that SaaS configurator that what agencies have done is they've gotten all twisted up in their minds and they have looked at these examples of businesses like HubSpot and said, I want to have this sales page where I can create these amazing packages with all of these detailed offers on these packages so that customers can just come and show up on my website and click a button and sign up on their own. The reality is that's not happening for a couple of reasons. One, you are absolutely confusing the living shit out of small businesses with all of those technical features that you're loading up onto your website. Small businesses don't understand any of that stuff. The businesses that you're selling to need help even understanding what you're talking about, let alone being able to compare multiple different service packages with all of these very detailed technical configuration options. Second, you're not HubSpot. You don't have 10 plus years of marketing in this industry, creating content in this industry, having tens or hundreds of thousands or more of customers in this industry as proof, as case studies that your software is a leader in the marketplace. You don't have a massive sales organization to be able to handle the calls that they do, to be able to explain all of those individual capabilities and make sure that the service is the right configuration for that customer. You need to simplify so that your service packages are easy to explain and easy to sell so that you can help your customers make decisions quickly and just make it easy for them. That's what these service packages that we're going to cover today are going to help you do. Before we get into the service packages, I want to show you a couple of leaders in the marketplace so that you can see the benefit of structuring your packages the way that I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all, we're here on HubSpot's website. Everybody knows HubSpot. Everybody knows that they're this massive leader in the industry, but they're expensive and they're complicated, which works for them because they have a huge sales organization and a huge service organization to make it work. But if you look at HubSpot's cost of sales, their cost to acquire a customer, it is north of $10,000 a customer in some years. And there's reasons why. It's because they have this massive organization to deal with all of this complexity. Now, once they lock a customer in, they can keep that customer for a long time, so it makes it work for them. But we don't have those kinds of resources. So to try and compete like they're competing is a big mistake. And look how complicated this is. So look at these service packages that they've created and all of these different features that are in these different packages for you to try and compare and contrast. I mean, I've been in this industry for a dozen years. I've been a CEO of technical service businesses. I don't even understand everything that's on this list. It's confusing to me. So it's almost like they are forcing customers to get into a sales conversation with them. And that's their strategy. And that may absolutely, again, work for them just fine. But if you are trying to run a leaner business, if you're trying to run more of a lifestyle business and you don't have huge budgets and huge teams to be able to support you, you want to make things as simple as possible. Okay, I want to compare and contrast HubSpot to another company that's been incredibly successful in a related space And this one was started by an entrepreneur who didn't raise all kinds of crazy money and didn't go public like HubSpot did. And so he bootstrapped his business, much more like you and I imagine, are going to be building our businesses. And you can see here, this is ConvertKit. ConvertKit is very, very, very profitable and signs up tens of thousands of new businesses every year now. But what they have is a usage-based model. Essentially, you're getting access to almost all of the capabilities of the system, no matter which plan you're on. But the more you're using it, the more you pay. So in their case, they're an email platform. So if you have a list of 3,000, you're spending less. If you have a list of 185,000, you're spending much more. And it just scales based on that usage. But 3 very, very simple plans. That's a much easier thing for a customer to understand the value proposition of, and it's a much easier way for you to build and manage your business. Now, as it turns out, which I learned by listening to an interview with the ConvertKit founder, is that these service plans based on usage are actually much, much more profitable for their business as well. Why is that? One, because their service plans are easy to understand and it's easy to then get customers started. So they started signing up a lot more customers much more quickly and for a much lower cost of sales. Second, customers are very sticky. They're getting all of the features that they want for a very, very reasonable price. And then they're just scaling up based on how much they're using it. So as the business is successful with the software and using it more, they're paying more, but it makes sense for their business because they're actually utilizing it. So customers are very sticky. They're getting a very high lifetime value per customer, which of course should be the goal for all of us. So the question is, what lessons can we learn from this and apply to the way that we're structuring our service packages in HighLevel? It turns out that with the HighLevel SaaS Configurator, we're set up to take advantage of these lessons perfectly. So here we are inside of the HighLevel SaaS Configurator. It's incredible. They've given us all of this power to essentially set up and manage HighLevel as if it's our own software platform. We can create all of these custom packages. It really is incredible. And now you can set up a lot of different packages. The challenge is that what this has done, as I've seen with lots of people in the agency, is it's created this complexity and overwhelm where you're trying to over-engineer these service packages and just creating confusion for yourself and for your customers. I'm going to show you the easy way, and we're going to take a look here real quick at the primary features that you need to be concerned about. So if we click right here and go into the edit details, we can see all of the capabilities that are baked into the SaaS Configurator, and there's a handful that I want to point out here that are most important. So one, our pricing here, of course, but then you can also see down here, user limit. So remember with the ConvertKit examples, usage includes not just usage as in the number of emails that you're sending, but also usage as in how many people are using the platform. So we can set this user limit here so that for a sub account, they can only add so many users to the system that are actually logging in and using it. Also, you can set a usage limit here in terms of contacts that the customers can have inside of that sub account to be able to manage and communicate with. So we've got a couple of usage-based parameters right here to control the billing of our accounts. So that's 2 factors right there that we're going to make some decisions on in setting up our packages. And then we've got all these features here. And this is where people really, really get confused and try and over-engineer this. And they try and imagine these ways that they can remove certain features from the basic package that they're going to sell. And that's going to make it this perfect, dreamy upsell that, businesses are going to want to then buy your more expensive service package. And I even hear agencies say things like, if I put too many of these capabilities into these lower price packages I have, I'm getting ripped off. The customers are taking advantage of me. And it boggles my mind because HighLevel is giving you all of this capability at no additional cost. You're not paying an arm and a leg per customer to take advantage of these features. HighLevel has allowed us to essentially offer all of these things for nearly free to our customers. And yet you're worried about getting ripped off if you don't put the exact right combination of features in the exact right packages for upsells. I hope that after this video, you'll agree that you can take a different approach. And what I would recommend that you do is that you take all of the features that the majority, let's say 80% of your customer base, all of the features that they would want to use to take full advantage of HighLevel in their business, and just go ahead and give them access to all of those features, even at your base package. Now, am I crazy? Let's talk about why we would want to do this. Again, there's no additional cost to us to do it. And the best case scenario that we can possibly have with our customers is that they get into HighLevel, they find some features and capabilities that they're in love with, and they use it. They use the heck out of it, because then they're going to get value from the platform and they're going to stick. So instead of trying to hold back value and capability from your customers, give it to them. Let them have access to the features. We're going to be charging them for usage. Now, there's always somebody that says, well, Mike, I can't give them memberships or whatever it is. It's a restaurant. Why would I give them memberships? And why would I give them this or that? Fine. For your particular types of customers that you're dealing with, there may be certain capabilities of HighLevel, especially as it's getting more and more expansive, that you want to hold back. That's okay. But again, what I'm saying is that for the 80% of your customer base that they're not going to be using memberships anyway, load all of these features into your core packages. So next is trial and credits, which is where we can actually give our customers credit for the usage that we're going to be rebilling them for. But this is where we can say, hey, look, what we would normally do is bill you for emails, bill you for SMS, but when you sign up for this package, you're going to get $10 a month in free credits. So this is just a way of making sure that as they're paying for our service packages, they're actually getting the ability to use it before we then go and charge them more, right? Nothing feels so bad as a customer to sign up, pay for something, and then find out that you're going to have to pay more immediately to get any value out of it. So we want to make sure that they're getting some value out of it. So we want to include some credits to be able to use the system. But this takes us to rebilling, and this is where the real magic is of these usage-based plans. Once a customer goes beyond the credits, they are going to have to pay for additional email, additional SMS, additional phone calls, AI capabilities. Now we have all of these capabilities that we can rebill for in the system, and HighLevel, as we know, will be rolling out more of these capabilities in the future. So we can now determine what our markup is. Right here, you can just use this simple little slider so that you can determine your markup and your profitability on the usage of all of these various factors. So again, now what we're talking about doing is giving our customers all of the features and then just charging them based on the number of users that are in the system, the number of contacts they have in the system, and the usage of minutes or SMS or email based on our resale rate that we've set up here. So by doing this, we are now very much setting up our service packages like ConvertKit here, where based on the size of their email list and based on the number of users that they have using the system, our billing is going to change. So let's take a look at what this looks like in terms of how you're actually designing your service packages. Here in my service package design document here, this is something that I share with my agency customers in our training programs. This is part of my high leverage agency. The high leverage agency includes what we call our R6 service delivery approach and snapshot. For the purposes of this video though, all you need to understand is that right here where it says all R6 capabilities in your system, essentially what I'm saying is give them all the features, okay? You can see right up here, every customer when you turn on HighLevel is already gonna get CRM, opportunity pipeline management, conversations, inbox, reporting, task management. These are basic features that it's almost hard to even get in and use the system without having access to these things. But also, just go ahead and give them all of the capabilities in the system, all of those cool features and benefits that HighLevel has provided to us and that don't cost us really anything to pass along. Give those capabilities to your customers. And you can see every single one of these plans, Basic, Pro, and Premium, all have all of those capabilities. So in this particular case, in this simplified version of it, I'm not holding back any of those core features. Okay, again, could you make the argument that you're going to hold back memberships and you're going to hold back affiliate management? Sure, you could make that argument for some industries. That's totally fine. But the core features of HighLevel are going to get included for every customer. And then you can see here, based on the service package that they sign up for, we're going to have these usage limits on the credits that are included, as well as the team members. This is a structure that I recommend here that is close. It doesn't have to be exactly 1,500 or 15,000 or 1 to 3 team members, depending on who you're selling to. You could tweak this a little bit, but something like this, okay? Includes 1,500 SMS, 15,000 emails, 1 to 3 team members. You can see over here it includes 3,000 SMS or calls and 30,000 emails and 3 to 10 team members. And then here, the same number of credits. You could bump that up if you wanted to, but really what I'm demonstrating here is that now we're charging them more based on more team members. So again, depending on the industry that you're selling to and the size of businesses that you're selling to, you may want to tweak these numbers a little bit, but let's just call them close. The point is, you now have 3 simple service packages where you are giving them all of these capabilities and you're just charging them on usage. You can see right here, I've put these price ranges. This is not to say that you necessarily have to present a price range to them. I'm just saying these are common prices to sell at in the small business space that I think are really good ones. So your base package should be somewhere between $297 and $497 a month, a middle package between $497 and $697, and then your high-end package somewhere in this range between $697 and $997. Your exact price points are up to you to determine, of course. Again, I'm just showing you ranges that I know are very successful when selling to small businesses. But we now have 3 simple packages that every customer is set up essentially exactly the same. We're just giving them access to all of the capabilities of HighLevel. We're going to set up their marketing systems for them. We're going to train them on how to use them. And then we're going to get them to stick because they now have all of these incredible capabilities that they can take advantage of. I want you to imagine real quick your next sales conversation and how much easier it makes the sales pitch when you have these service packages designed this way, and how much better it feels to be able to sit down with the customer and say, yes, you get all of that. Yes, it's that simple. You get access to all of these incredible features. If you compare us to any other combination of tools to try and get all of these features, you're going to be paying way more. So here's one simple, affordable price, and you get access to everything based on how much you use the system and how many employees you have using the system. The prices will scale from there. It's a really nice pitch. You're now pitching from this position of generosity where you're giving these businesses all of these capabilities instead of trying to hold back certain capabilities and see if you can upsell them and putting yourself in this adversarial position and relationship with your customers. That's not the way that you want to do business. That's not the way that you create a simple, easy business to run. This way is much more attractive. I want you to think about your relationship with HighLevel. One of the reasons why you love HighLevel so much is because of how generous they are. I mean, look at what they've done with these service packages where for $497 a month, they're giving us access to just about everything you could possibly imagine to be able to sell and deliver services to our customers and do it in a way where we get to present this system as our own white label software system. You could imagine that HighLevel could be trying to nickel and dime us for every feature, but they don't. They operate from this place of generosity, giving us all of these capabilities, and they benefit the more that we use it and the more that we bring on additional customers to use it, because we're paying for minutes, we're paying for email, we're paying for SMS, and we're sticking longer term because this has become a very important part of our business. Take that same approach to your small business customers. Give them these capabilities. Don't try and nickel and dime them. Don't try and upsell them immediately to all these more exotic packages with more capabilities. Give them what they need and then just charge them for usage. You're going to have a much easier sales pitch. These are going to be incredibly profitable service packages because you're marking up the usage. It's going to be easier. You're going to sell from a position of generosity. Your customers are going to be incredibly grateful. You're going to have a nice business to run because of it. Keep in mind here, just because you are giving access to everything doesn't mean that in your sales pitch, you have to stress every single thing that's in the platform. If you're selling to restaurants and they don't have any use for memberships, you don't have to stress that there's memberships in the platform. You're going to sell to the problems that they have and the solutions that you can provide that directly impact those problems. But when the system is set up and it's configured, the features are in the system. They have access to them. Worst case scenario is that at some point in the future, they start messing around with those features and wondering what they are and how do I use them? How can I take advantage of them? Maybe they send you an email or call you and ask you, hey, what is this? And can I do something with this? That's the worst case scenario. You have a more engaged customer who's trying to use the system in new ways. Fantastic. Again, we want to get these customers activated and hooked. So the more features and benefits that are in there, the better. Now, some of the pushback I get from agencies on this is, Mike, aren't I getting ripped off if I'm giving too many features, too many benefits for such a low price? Again, you're charging based on usage. So this is not the final amount that you're going to be charging these customers. And when you make it simple like this and you bill based on usage, you're ultimately setting up a win-win for both the customer and for you. I also have agencies ask, doesn't this complicate the setup? It doesn't complicate the setup at all. In fact, it makes it much easier to set things up because now you're no longer trying to tweak and tune the exact features and benefits and the interface of HighLevel to make sure that they only see certain things or not or whatever. You just put all of the features and capabilities into the system into their account. The reality is that HighLevel is not really good at real granular controls of what people see or not anyway. And the reality is that most small businesses are not going to get in and start messing around with the capabilities that they don't want or need anyway, right? The average restaurant's not going to get in there and just start mucking around with a funnel builder. They don't even know what a funnel builder is. So we've created this stress and anxiety around these high-level service packages and configurations that really just don't need to be there. It simplifies things when you just give them access to the capabilities of the system. I hope you enjoyed the video and that maybe it gave you some new perspectives on how you can keep things simple, make it easier both for you to run your business as well as for the customers to buy from you. If you enjoyed this and you'd like access to any of my resources to help you build your agency, please make sure and check out the description of this video. I've got all kinds of resources for you, as well as information about my HighLevel bonus package that I provide to anybody who signs up for HighLevel through me or upgrades through me, where you get access to my complete training, as well as access to my private community where I provide ongoing support to the agencies that I work with. Thanks again for watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please comment if you have any questions. I respond to all of them personally. And if you know somebody that you think would get some good value out of this, please share it with them as well. Take care.